King 3 being a live commentary, Forza 5. And today I'm going to bring you a leaderboard parts and tune Mazda Miata, specifically for the Prague full track. And I have Moneyman 300's tune out here. So you might have seen a video where the other night where we were running Mazda Miatas, and Moneyman 300 had a tune and I had a tune, and we swapped tunes and then we tried to improve them a little bit. We found that his car was heavier but faster, and my car was lighter, had a 6-speed transmission, and handled a little bit, broke and handled a little bit better. So what I'm here to show you is kind of the differences between the two. Not saying that either one of them is a bad tune. They're both very good tunes. And Moneyman 300s I have put in the top, I think in the top 70. And I've put mine in about the same spot as well. Moneyman 300's rival here is actually, I think, 96th. So it's not bad. It's, top 100. I just wanted to kind of talk about the differences, and not saying that either one of them is correct or one of them is better than the other. They're just a little bit different. The main difference between the two cars is I have a 6-speed transmission and he has a 5-speed. And he has a little bit more horsepower, but then with the 6-speed I'm able to shift it and get a top gear, 6th gear, and accelerate a little bit faster just because of the shorter, you're in the higher RPMs longer because there's more gears to go through. Hopefully I can make a good turn here. This one's been biting me the last couple times. And I got a little wide. Had to let off a little bit there. This one's going to be really close because his car is just a little bit faster in this straightaway. Alright, so we got 213.4, so just by 2/10. So these cars are really, really close. Let's talk a little bit more about this in the parts bin. I'll see you over there. Alright, and we're back. So here we go with the parts. And I'll try to explain the differences between the two that I can remember as well. No engine swap. No drivetrain swap. We stayed with the rear wheel drive. I went the centrifugal supercharger. That gave us 36 horsepower for 29 PI. Alright, let's head over to the engine components. And I believe most of this is going to be stock on my side. Moneyman 300 had something additional on it, and as soon as I get up to it, I'll see if I can remember. Was it the camshaft? No, I don't think it was the camshaft. Oh no, I do remember what it was. Stock, we have stock valves. We have the stock engine block. And this is the one that I believe that Moneyman had some more horsepower. I think he did something around the pistons. And you can look at his tune as well. I'm not sure if he has it posted yet or not, but when he puts it out there. I had the race centrifugal supercharger. That was 18 horsepower for 16 PI, getting the best bang for the buck. I did the street intercooler. I gained 3 horsepower for 0 PI. And the weight was pretty insignificant. I have the stock oil and cooling, and I have stock flywheel. I'm going to have the race brakes, so I always do, and I will have the race springs and the race front and rear anti-roll bars. I have the full roll cage. Again, that helps with the braking and the handling. And I was able to do the street weight reduction. So I originally had full race weight reduction, but I wanted a little bit more horsepower, so I ended up getting the centrifugal supercharger and then reducing the weight reduction down to the street weight. The car's pretty light already, so it really didn't make a big difference. I have the stock clutch. And this is where it's going to be a big difference. He's going to have the sports transmission, and I have the race transmission. You can see When I did it originally, it was actually a 2 PI difference, so I'm not sure why those are all 400 now. That's really odd. When you put it in originally, it's a 2 PI difference between the sport and the race. I have a stock driveline and the race differential. Tires, I believe I have the race compound. That may be a source of where we might be able to gain some more, but you can see the handling just goes really far down. No, I have the stock front tire width, and I have the full upgraded rear tire width in the back, 265/30s. Went with the very light wheel. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's the lightest wheel they make. The Weld Racing Magnum 3. And I think it is at least the lightest one in this particular section. I have the R16s in the front for the rim size, and the R17s in the rear for just keeping it stable. I will have the front and the rear Forza wing, and I also added this hood for a little bit less weight. Just make sure I don't have a side skirt or a bumper. I do not. Alright, so that's all the parts. That should get you the 600. I'm not sure why that transmission, why it shows if I go down that it actually doesn't change the PI. I'm pretty sure that race transmission cost me 2 PI. But again, that's going to be the big difference between Moneyman's and mine. And if you want to use this car on Prague full reverse, you'll actually have to change the gear ratio a little bit because you will max out on one of the downhills too soon. So let's go through the tune. I have 29 and 29 for pressure. I have 558 for acceleration. You want to make sure that you carry at the minimum 98 horsepower at the top of the climb of the hill. If it goes anything below that, you might need to make an adjustment there, or you may want to look at the turn and see if you can take it a little bit differently, but you have to carry 98 miles an hour up there. My standard front end alignment, negative 2.1, negative 1.8, 0.1, 0.1, and 5.6. See that on most of my cars at this point. Not saying that won't change in the future, but that's where it's at now. This is going to cause it to understeer a little bit, but this is why this car is so stable. And with the Prague, there's really no super sharp turns. But the anti-roll bars front 26.34 and the rear 15.96. If you feel that that understeers too much, you can bring the front down and bring the rear up, and that'll help a little bit if you want it to oversteer a little bit more. Springs 700.9 in the front, 510.8 in the rear. Same thing I just said. If you want to make it turn in a little bit sharper, you can dial those back in towards the middle. Ride height of 5.0. I didn't want to go much lower than that because it does bottom out on Prague both ways. Rebound stiffness 8.5 in the front, 5.0 in the rear, and the bump stiffness 5.3 and 3.1. I have the aero, I have the wings on, but I have completely downforce as far left as possible, 50 and 75. My brake balance, is this something I've been playing with? I don't know that I still have this nailed down. You may want to go downwards a little bit to maybe 49 or 48. But my brake pressure is wrong. You can tell this is a revisit on the Miata. And I'm actually going to change this as well. I'm going to go up a little bit here, and I'm going to go down a little bit here. You can try it where I had it originally set, but to be honest, this is going to be a better reaction, and it won't slow down as much when you let off the gas. So this is the leaderboard car. I probably could go back out there, run about 7, 8, 9, 10 laps, and probably improve my time by about a second. I did end up 88th on that lap that you guys saw at the beginning here. And again, it has probably another second into it as well. Let's go check out the leaderboard real quick on the rivals. I actually have had a second faster on there, but it was dirty, so unfortunately I wasn't able to take the extra second off. Let's see how far we're off. We're off by 4 seconds, so if you took it down another second, You can see we'd be in the top 50, and then just keep dialing it in from there. And a lot of these are getting mixed in here with not the Kia, but the Kia Ceed and the Lotus Elan. So there may be other really good cars for this track, which is good. I'm glad there's a mix of them a little bit. But give it a try and tweak it as you need. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and good luck on the leaderboards. Later.